And it looks like we are live, guys. Let me know if you can hear me fine. And just making sure things are all good here on the computer and my camera. Okay, looks like we're good here. I think so. Let's see. Okay. Hey guys. Thank you to everyone for tuning in this evening. I'm just waiting for some people to come into the stream, and then we'll get things going here. I'll just start saying hi to some people in the chat. Hello to username 661, Old Ohio Angler, Scotty Rock Trains, Bob Zogage Trains. Hey Eric Train Man, great to see you here. Hey Jack Polar. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Once again, I am just gonna wait for some more. That's funny. Yeah, thanks for everyone tuning in, and we can get started here. Oh, hey Evan, great to see you on here. So I'm just doing this live stream as just kind of a normal one with a little bit of Q&A and running some trains. There's nothing really special going on. I do have a new engine that I'll be showing later. It's an engine you guys have probably seen all over YouTube and other places. I actually have a model very similar to this already, but this one's definitely a lot nicer. So I'll definitely be doing that. I'll just answer this, or I'll just say this now. I'm just going to be running the trains I have on the layout. I'm not going to be taking any off the wall. It just takes a lot of time, and usually, this is kind of my personal preferences. When I have trains on the layout, I like running them with certain consists. So me having to pull things off the wall or running just one engine just takes a lot of time and effort. So I'll just be running the stuff that is on the layout right now, and we'll be doing that in a little here. But for now, I'll just keep saying hi to some people in the chat. Hey, Randy Jacobs. Tabam T3K. I probably mispronounced that or something like that. But great to see everyone's on here. We got 20 people watching. That's good. Make sure to give the live stream a thumbs up. Smash that like button. And if you're new here and you just stumble upon this live stream, make sure to subscribe. Really helps out the channel, and I'm trying to grow the channel more and more, and as I grow, I get more things, show you guys more interesting content and stuff like that. But if you guys have questions for me, just ask them in the chat, and I'll try to answer them as I go along, and we'll see what you guys have to ask. Aaron's Trains, nothing so far, just been saying hi to people. Once again, thank you for everyone watching. Jack Polar has a question here. Do you have a Camelback? I do not have a Camelback. I don't find them all that, well, let me rephrase that. They are very interesting engines. I like flashy and weird engines, like I have a triplex, I have some weird streamlined steamers, but Camelback just doesn't really do it for me. But if I were to own a Camelback, I would probably get the Erie Angus. My buddy Chris at Chris's Trains and Things just got one, and it's a very cool model. But yeah, I personally do not own any sort of Camelback. What else here? Hi, Jim Melchin. Great to see you here. Like I said, you guys are asking me to run this Hiawatha here. I'm not going to be taking this whole Hiawatha set of passenger cars off the wall. It's gonna stay on the wall. I have a couple freight trains and a passenger train on the layout already that we'll be running here in a little. But I am glad that you guys like it. If you're interested in seeing this run, go check out some of my videos. I've run my S3 in those cars before, and who knows, maybe I'll get some other engine to pull in the future. Let me go to live chat here. Oh, I just realized that. Hey, Joker's Trains or Zach, great to see you on here. Um, just scrolling through the chat. I had my chat set to the wrong setting. Hey, Real Toy Trains, glad to see you here. We're up to around 30 people watching. It's really cool to see you guys here. Uh, username 661. The new engine is not an Atlas 44 tonner. This engine's actually a lot more bigger than a an Atlas 44 tonner. It's kind of funny. Um, but no, it's not an Atlas 44 tonner. Hey, Apple and Orange Line. Glad to see you here. Jack Puller. No, I do not own. I actually don't own any Amtrak motive power. If you consider the Greenbrier a piece of Amtrak motive power, I guess you could call it that, since it pulled, I think, one revenue service train. But no, I don't own any Amtrak engines or even rolling stock. It's just not my thing. And if I was into Amtrak, I would have to buy a lot of it because there's just so much Amtrak stuff from over the years. Um, Moving on. Old Ohio Angler asks, is the Jeeps on the shelf 2380 and 2383? Yeah, these are those old TMCC Jeeps. I can actually turn the camera here for 1 second. There's all three of them. There's a dummy unit and then the two powered units. Those are actually not mine. Those are actually my brother's. He used to collect trains as well, and I just have them on the shelf. But yeah, these are really cool models. Lots of nostalgia. Very very neat models. Post-war style, command control. Really neat pieces. What else we have here? Hey, Brenzy. K-line road railers look pretty interesting. I don't know if K-line ever made road railers, so if they did, I would assume they look interesting. I'm not really into modern stuff all that much, as you can just tell from this wall. It's all steam engines mainly, and I guess the Jeeps are early diesel, so not really big into to modern stuff. Do you have a Strasbourg locomotive and or rolling stock? I do not currently, but I do have the Lionel Strasbourg 90 and all the passenger cars for it on order from Charles Rowe, and they should be coming in around June, May, that kind of time period. And I'll definitely be doing videos on those, as they are very unique pieces and things Lionel will probably never make again. Tom Z Trains and Accessories. Yeah, Bowser made road railers. I do know that, and so did Weaver. They were the same exact thing. They were, there was no difference. My buddy Jason, or JD Stux, he has a bunch of road railers, and yeah, they're very neat cars. I'm all about steam. I like the older stuff, and I didn't really grow up seeing much just motive power in real life, other than some just CSX motive power and Autorex. That's all I ever saw was Autorex. I never saw road railers or anything like that. So because of that, it was just never super interesting to me. It was just, they're trains and that's cool, but I like the models and I like steam in general. Let's see here. Derpy Possum, good evening. I am doing well, thank you. Yeah, smash that like button, everybody. It helps me out here, and thanks to everyone telling people to give me a thumbs up. Thank you very much. Yeah, I see a couple people saying Steam rules. Yeah, Steam engines are awesome. They're just engineering masterpieces, both in model and real life. They're just so interesting. They have the rods on the sides of them. They're loud, and they're just from the past. We all like new things, but it's also cool to just look at things from the past, and things in the past sometimes are more cool than things from the present. If you like modern stuff, there's nothing wrong with that. If you like steam, there's nothing wrong with that. I just prefer to collect and operate steam engines. I do have one modern piece of motive power. That's my NW SD40. Um, it's kind of modern. Like it's pretty old in the scheme of Norfolk Southern and CSX, but it's still that one piece I have that's more modern than say my Hudsons or my UP Steam and stuff like that. Um, Someone's asking about the Hiawatha. I'm not a big. I don't know much about the real trains. It's a Hiawatha. That's all I know. These are the cars that were sold alongside the Norfolk and Western Milwaukee Road S3 Northern number 261, and they're the excursion cars that it pulls now. So that's about all I know. Bernsey, yeah, you definitely like your UP diesels, definitely. um, Tom Z, oh no, never mind. Yeah, Bernsey, you definitely, for sure, like modern UP diesels. There's a little hint. The new engine I have is a UP engine. Maybe that'll give you a little bit of a hint into what it is. And maybe you can guess in the chat what you think the new engine is. Yeah, it's UP related. It's Union Pacific related. Do I like the state of Wisconsin? This is a train channel, so not even gonna answer that. I actually already have a 484 Northern from the UP. I already have an FEF number 8444. It's actually on the tracks right now, and we're going to be running that here in a little. But good guess. Bob says a DD40X. No, it's not the DD40X. Aaron's Train says a Challenger. No, it's not a Challenger, but I do have the Challenger on the layout, so good guess as well. Got 40 people watching. Great to see that. That's funny, Real Toy Trains. Well, Carl Miles, an 844 is not a Challenger, so no, it's not that. Like I said before, I have an FEF and I also have a Challenger already. Bernsey said it's a UP Trackmobile. No, it's not. It's not a UP Trackmobile. I'll say it's a lot bigger than a UP Trackmobile. A lot bigger. That's funny, Bernsey. A UP Trackmobile. Yeah, I've read up on that. In other countries, yeah, steam definitely lasted a lot longer than here in America. It's definitely see America. See, here's the thing about I don't know a lot about real trains and just all the history, but I do know that the thing with steam engines was it was all about the maintenance. It took a lot of maintenance to keep them going, a lot of people, so you have to pay those people, and because of that, it was expensive. A diesel doesn't take that much. However, steam engines were still efficient in the sense of pulling things. A diesel, some diesels rather, will never be able to pull as much as the big articulateds, or even the regular old just Northerns and Hudsons. But since they produced less pollution and they were more efficient to use, that's why America transitioned over to diesel power and electric power and stuff like that. But steam engines are still cool, and lots of them still run to this day. The big boy is like the symbol of America in the sense of trains, and steam is always cool. Like I said, they're engineering masterpieces. Let's see here. Nathan Five Chimes said Doodlebug. No. Speaking of Doodlebug, I considered ordering one of those from the new Lionel catalog, but I decided not to because I don't run small engines all that much. Like on this wall here, I have this Mohawk, this Northern, the big boy. I don't run little switchers and small things like that all that much, so I just have no reason to pre-order it. Let's see what else we have here. Let me scroll up a little. Randy Jacobs said UP Mikado. No, that would be cool though. I'm not too big into Mikados. Actually, I used to own a 4501 Mikado from Lionel, but something about them, they're just kind of like, they're in between being small. They're a medium-sized engine, and they just look odd to me. I don't know. It's almost like they're too cookie cutter. This is coming from someone that has Hudsons and things like that, so they're very just, the Hudsons are very generic looking steam engines. But I don't know. I like Northerns, Hudsons, Pacifics, Malays, and stuff like that more than I do like a Mikado. But Mikados are still very cool, and from Lionel, they're a good bang for your buck. They're a decent size engine, and that's what we need sometimes. Just a good deal. I'm seeing tons of like guesses. Berkshire, Triplex, 412-2. It's not any of those. It's UP, like I said. The UP never had Berkshires, and they didn't have a Triplex. That's kind of funny. Maybe that's a new fantasy scheme from Lionel, UP Triplex. That'd be very weird. Let's see here. Is your outer loop 072? Asked with more trains. Yes, my outer loop is 072 with a little bit of 084 mixed in there. If you are thinking of pre-order, which will be your first choice right now and why? I already did place some pre-orders. I pre-ordered the Base 3 and the Norfolk and Western Class A number 1238, and I ordered those because I'm a tech guy, so why not order the Base 3? And I ordered the Class A because I love N&W. I don't have them sitting next to me, but I have a gazillion N&W coal cars, and I need another engine to pull them. Someone's asking what I think about the new Lionel command system. So I'm not going to go too in depth into this because people seem to be getting really fed up and upset about it. But if you actually want to listen to me, just listen to me and don't draw to conclusions without reading about the details. So the new system is the same system Lionel's had forever. It's legacy based. There's more Bluetooth involved. There's more Wi-Fi, but it's still legacy. That's what it is. There's no difference. It's also more universal. You can run TMCC, Lion Chief, and Legacy all from one system. The only downside is they don't sell this remote with it. However, you can either buy one of these on the secondhand market, or you can buy the Cab 1L, and then you have a remote, and you don't have to use your phone. But if not, just use your phone. Get a separate phone or an iPad, and just use that. Is using a phone the best thing in the world? No. I'll always love the tactile feel of the knob and just all the buttons and stuff like that. Also, I can see Lionel redoing the Cab 2 and coming out with a Cab 3 remote as well in the future. It's just at the moment, it's expensive to produce stuff like this, so they're just making a base with an app to use. So, in general, I think it's a good product. I think it's going to work very well. I just think that in the future, Lionel should either advertise more about the Cab 1L so people can buy a remote, or come out with a new remote as well. So that's my take on it. Let's see. I was trying to remember if it was a 412-2 or a 412. No, that's funny. What is the softest engine you worked on? I don't know what you mean by that. Hey Sid, how do we contact you for service? Do you have a website? I have an email. I'll actually put it in the chat right now. This is my email. It's also on my about page of my channel. but I'll give you my email in the chat and you can contact me there. Or you can also contact me on Instagram. My account's name is Sydney's Trains, but just search Sid's Trains and it'll come up. And that's how you can contact me about work. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I see. I've seen a lot of that. People saying they don't like using their phones. Like I said, you don't have to use your phone. You can buy a Cab 1L or an old 990 set and just use the remote, or a 993 and the remote. So there's nothing wrong with the new system. You just have to buy certain products to make it work for you. Let's see here. Yeah, Randy Jacobs, that's another thing, is apps are very easy to maintain. Less stuff to go wrong, and they can just keep updating it. The Russian spy on you talks about the 4-digit addressing. I don't think that's a good selling point. I don't think that should have been Lionel's like big feature in the Class A. It's very interesting, but it's nothing big. It's just 4-digit addressing. Like HODCC has had that for years. Let's see what else we have. Scotty Rock Trains asked if I can convert PS1 to TMCC. Yeah, I can convert PS1 engines to TMCC. Yeah, MTH had their operating system for 20 plus years, and they're going to be updating it soon. It's nice to see. We have 53 people watching. Thanks again to everyone watching, and make sure to smash that like button. Ravenhawk or Sterling stopped by. What's going on? What else we hear? Nitro 6003. I'm doing good. Hope you're doing good as well. Let's see what else. Hey Sid, I have a question. Which big UP steam engine do you like more, Big Boy or Challenger? So this is kind of there's two parts to answering this. I like the Big Boy because it's just a symbol of America. It's just an awesome name, and it's big. I like big engines. I just think they're really cool to look at and see all the valve gear running. Challengers are also interesting because they're just a little different. They have the smoke deflectors sometimes. They still have that big UP style centipede tender, and they have history with many railroads just beyond the UP. There are other railroads that had Challengers. Scotty Rock Trains, if you want to know about me upgrading things, email me at the address I put above, or message me on Instagram. Nitro 6003 asked about how much I charge to work on trains and wiring. Again, message me directly. I don't want to talk about pricing on here, as I could just, it's not what I want to talk about in here. If you want to talk business, just message me directly, as it's a better way to communicate with me. Who is doing that MTH updating? Because Atlas grabbed some of it. And okay, so the whole MTH situation is very interesting. So long story short, Atlas bought the modern tooling. Lionel bought some tooling, but MTH is still a company. They still have stuff going on. They're producing products, kind of really slowly, but they are producing products. They have the command control still. They also have the new parts website, which is nice. But it's MTH is doing most of the work. It's kind of in a weird situation. I don't know a lot about what's going on internally, but they're still a company and they will be updating their products as they go along. If I understand correctly, the 4-digit addressing is for the new Class A and future engines. Existing engines will not. Yes, older high angler. That is correct. Future engines will have it, and the Class A has it, but any current models that Lionel's made with Legacy will not have that capability. Tom Van Cleef, hi from Maryland here. I just recently got a 30 by 40 space for my train layout. I'm a bit overwhelmed in planning a layout. Any advice for a guy building his first layout? So, my main advice is if you can fit 072 curves, do it. But also make it so you can access your entire layout. I wanted to fit as much table as I could possible, so I decided not to have all the access I can. So instead, I get up on the table. But if you can, maybe make it an around the room kind of layout, and just maximize your space without doing too much. You don't want just trains everywhere. You want there to be this kind of flow and it not just look like one big table with just a bunch of track randomly on it. Definitely plan things out, but also experiment with things and don't rush. Take your time, do things right, especially wiring. Make sure your track is smooth and just have fun with it. You always have to experiment along the way. Everyone has different amount of space and different setups, so that's probably my advice is just plan things out but also experiment as you go along. How do you not have a Western Maryland Challenger? Asked Bob. I don't because they cost a lot. That's the simple answer to that question. Um, yeah, I think I already know Brendan's answer to this question, but he's asking me what my favorite MCH locomotive is. My favorite MCH engine that I own currently is my Uncharted J. It's just such a cool engine, so different. I think yours, Brendan, might be some Great Northern S2, I believe. But yeah, that's my favorite engine from MCH that I own is my Uncharted J. Let's see here. The 4-digit addressing is good and is worth saving for those engines. Just wait. Four-digit addressing is not worth spending $2,000 just because it has that. It's just an add-on feature. It's kind of like a car that has it's like an add-on feature on a car. It's something you can option. Like it's an option. It's nothing crazy with it. Like there's tons of features legacy engines have that are cool but aren't worth spending thousands of dollars just to have. Let's see what else here. Yeah, Bob's talking about maximizing space. Yeah, definitely have a balance. Maximize your space, but also make it so you can do maintenance and have access to most of your table. Okay, we've been going for about 30 minutes. We still have around 50 plus people watching. That's great to see. Xcool 101 Productions asks, if you were to get a dream engine from any manufacturer, what would it be? Now, see, I own a lot of things I've always wanted, especially from when I was a little kid. And because I own a lot of things that, there's lots of engines I can obtain, and I will at some point. I just don't right now because it's not a priority. But if there's one engine that I could have right now, I'd want an original Lionel 700E Hudson. It's just it's so iconic and it's so important to this hobby. So yeah, that'd be the engine. Oh yeah, the Daylight. Yeah, thanks. I do love this Daylight set. This is a Lionel GS2 with TMCC and then some Weaver cars. Definitely love that set. Michael asks what I do for a living. I'm a college student. I don't really work any major jobs. I work on the trains and do that for people. Um, I don't have any permanent jobs, so you just make money for trains, whether it's me selling a train, working on a train. Um, Over the summers, I work as a lifeguard for the University of Maryland, or this past summer I did, but I don't have any permanent job. I'm still, if you if you can't tell, I'm still young. I'm not very old. I'm still a college student. let's see what else we have here. Okay, so we've been talking here for a little, and looks like we've come to a breaking point or a break in the questions. So, who wants to see what this new engine is? Type in the chat yes if you'd like to see this new engine. So people want to see what it is. Okay, so let me turn track power on here. Hopefully that doesn't turn on. Okay, it's good. So let me move my, or let me get a tripod here for a second. Okay, looks like everyone wants to see what this new engine is. So let's get this on. I forgot to grab my tripod, or rather the tripod for running trains and getting a good shot. But let me set this up quickly. There we go. Let me just take the camera off the tripod here and move it down. I'll turn the camera around here. Okay. Okay, I've moved the camera over to here, and let me pull this engine around. And there we go. Let me turn the sounds down a little. There we go. Turn down the sounds a little, and I'll move the camera over so you can get a good shot of the whole engine. There we go. There's my new Lionel JLC Big Boy number 4023. And yeah, this engine is kind of one of those dream come true moments. I already own a Big Boy. I own a Lionel Big Boy number 4006, which is the TMCC model. However, it's not as nice as this engine, and this engine is just awesome. I love this whistle. It sounds amazing. This was the first ever Legacy model. It introduced Legacy to the Lionel line. At the time they called it TMCC2 Legacy. It was this is the first ever engine to have Legacy in it, and it's just a fantastic model. I really love this engine, and you will be seeing a few videos on this engine in the future. But let me take a look at the chat here and see what you guys are saying. Yes, Brendan, this is a JLC Big Boy. Let's see what else. Okay. Chris, if you want me to bring it tomorrow, I'll gladly bring it up to your place tomorrow. Yeah, Dave Van, yeah, you have the 1990 Big Boy as well. Yeah, the 1990 Big Boy is a very fine model. It's just not as detailed as this. This version of the Big Boy is the same tooling as what they used for the Vision Line model, so it's the same thing. Very nice, tons of detailing, and like I said, it's the first ever Legacy model, so you have this amazing quillable whistle. Let's see what else we have going on here. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, this is the big boy that's out in Omaha. It sits up on a hill next to a DD40X. Really cool display out there in Omaha. So let me take this camera, or actually let me back the big boy up, and we'll run some trains here in a minute. But I want to show you some layout work I've been doing. Let me put this back on another tripod I have. Okay. Let me shut the big boy off. 4023, okay. So here's okay, so here's sorry for the shaky camera. So here's some of the scenery I'd already had on the layout. I had done this patch of scenery and the double crossover and these two little sections. But just the other day I did some more. I put some more ballast over here, ballasted around this signal, and of course put some ground cover here. And then I did some more work. I filled in the plaster cloth that I had here, and I put ballast and some scenery along here. I really like the shots when the engines are coming down. Scenery just looks amazing along here. And I'll be doing more, but I'm not going to do any more along here so that I can still get up on the table and not worry about destroying the scenery. But something else that's big and I've been working on is this over here. I started building a mountain over here in this corner, very similar to the old one I just have sitting over there. But this is new. It's built out of pink foam. I used some larger thicknesses down here. I've sanded it some, and then I made some thinner pieces up here. It's all hollow. There's nothing in the back. But this is kind of the rock face I wanted to create, and I'll be filling this in, adding some rock molds, putting some scenery on it, trees, maybe even a building at the top. We'll see. But yeah, this is coming along nicely. And I'll be painting everything also this color and of course other colors. This is just the base color I use for everything on the table and the layout in general. But I'm really excited to do more scenery. I love doing this. It makes the trains look awesome as they're running along. I posted some pictures on Instagram of the train sitting here. It looks really good. And another thing is I got some Woodland Scenics buildings. These two buildings here, that's a barber shop with the ice cream store next to it and a hardware store. These have LEDs on the inside and they look really nice. They're really detailed, all those separate parts on the outside. I really love the way they look. I'm definitely going to try and get a few more to fill in some other areas. And I hope to get a gas station for right around here, but I'm really happy with how things are going. And one other thing, it's not scenery related or anything like that, but it's just the layout itself. I put this fascia up today with my dad. We had cut this a long time ago, but never attached it to the table. This will be painted black in the future, but for now we just put it up with these nice screws that look nice. They're spaced out about a foot. And then there's another piece here. And then there's actually another piece over here. And we just have to fill in this curved area. We're going to cut two pieces to fit like that. But we just have to do a little more cutting and adjusting for this part since it is curved. And we'll have to fill in some gaps. But I'm really happy with how this looks. And once I have skirting on the table, it'll look really nice. And then just doing some more shots around the layout. This is my turntable area. I don't have a turntable. I've been saying forever that I was going to build one, but I finally just decided. The reason why I didn't want to buy one was because they're so expensive, but I spend so much money on engines. Why don't I just spend the money and buy a Millhouse River Studio turntable? So I'll be investing in a Millhouse River Studios 34-inch turntable for over here in the near future. And of course, we'll do videos on installing it and stuff like that. But I'm really liking how things are looking. I'm very happy with, of course, this big boy. It's amazing. I forgot to mention all those reefers right there I bought just for this engine. And I bought that UP caboose at the back just for the big boy. I love the way this engine looks. Such an amazing model. Definitely a dream come true kind of moment. And as you can see, all the engines on the layout are UP. I have my FEF here, got the 3985 Challenger, and there's the big boy. So I'm gonna set the camera up here in a second and we can run some trains around. Let me just adjust my camera here on this tripod. And I'll just set it over these tracks here and we can run some stuff. There we go. But before I run some trains, I'll check out the chat. Before I run anything, let's see here. A few questions. That I went with Fast Track because it's just what I had at the time, and I had invested in it already, so that's why I went with Fast Track. And there's some more questions here that I'll answer in a minute, but for now, let me just run some trains around, because that's what you guys are here for. You want to see the trains run, so let me start the engines all up.
Dispatcher, made up. Am I clear to the outbound? Over. Roger, your track is cleared. Dispatcher, over. Roger that. Cleared to move. Here we go.
Okay. That's a pretty good idea. I'll turn the lights off for a second. Looks like the challenger's not happy. Hold on. Ha! Just give me 1 second here. Okay, let me turn off the Menards buildings that have this high-pitched whine. But let me... Okay, let me turn the camera back around here. We'll run a few more trains here in a little, but let me get... Been running trains for a little while, so we can get back to looking at the chat and seeing what people have to say. So probably have a lot to catch up on. So let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have. Check power off. There we go. Okay, let me scroll up to back when I stopped. Okay. I saw a question way earlier. Does the Big Boy have an ashpan glow? Yes, the Big Boy does have an ashpan glow. Pretty much all of Lionel's models from, I'd say, around 2000 till now have the ashpan glow effect. When it starts moving, the ashpan glow gets brighter. So hinge drop where your 10. I actually have fine access to everything on my layout. I saw a couple comments about that. I can get up on the table. I'm still young. I can climb up on the table. I'm also tall, so I'm able to reach over and get things. I don't really see there being issues with me getting to things. I haven't so far, and even with scenery, I can put plywood on top of the track, like little panels, and step on them if I need to get to things. There's always the question of how you get in contact with me. I put my email in the chat, or my email is on my About section of the channel. And there's also my Instagram, Sid's Trains on Instagram. Let's see what else. The Big Boy doesn't really get that close to that mountain. I did make it look kind of close because in real life the trains do get pretty close. Let's see here. Yeah, for the last couple seconds there, I was running the triplex. Very cool model, and I'll be running that with Chris tomorrow when I go up to his place, and it'll look really good with his Angus. Tom Z, I do plan to do that, running both the Big Boys next to each other. This Big Boy was actually running on 072 curves. It runs fine on them. Big Boys can also run on 060. They have a really big overhang, but they can run on 060 if you need it. Everyone that thinks Sid needs to buy a turntable should like this video and say, buy a TT, buy a turntable. Yeah, if you guys think I should buy a turntable, comment right now, buy a turntable, and make sure to like this video. I'm still young, rub it in. That's funny, although. That's funny. The truth is, I am. I'm in college. I'm a college student. I'm not a full-on adult living in my own house. This is my home. This isn't my own house. This is my parents' house where I live with my parents. I'm still a young person. That's funny. Looks like everyone wants me to buy a turntable. Guess I'm gonna have to buy a turntable then. Where's my drink? I've been talking here for a little while. Buy a turntable. Yeah, make sure to like the video if you want me to buy a turntable. Derpy Possum asks, which of your engines has the most impressive cab details? Probably my upgraded and repainted Commodore Vanderbilt has a lot of good details on the inside. I haven't shown that engine except for in a layout update. I'll be showing that again soon. Get a newspaper out. That's funny. Someone had asked earlier what I'm majoring in. I'm majoring in electrical engineering. What's a newspaper? That's funny. Someone mentioned that I should buy a Ross turntable. I'm gonna buy a Millhouse River Studios turntable. I just think they're nicer, and I've seen them in person. You need one of those big 36 Millhouse turntables. Yeah, I am going to be buying the biggest Millhouse River Studios turntable I can, so I can fit the big boys and the S2 duplex, S1 duplex, and basically anything. I'm going to be able to fit anything on my turntable. Let's see here. Red button. What? Chris, which red button are you talking about? If you're talking about the subscribe button, definitely make sure to subscribe. But Chris, are you talking about that red button, or are you talking about this red button? I don't know. Me nerding out over a piece of Lionel technology. Let's see here. Bob asks, do I have logging cars for my Shay? Yes, I do. I just haven't taken them out of the box. Yeah, Burnsy, I know. It's an S1 duplex. Too many things going on to remember what is what. Let's see here. It means to sell the big red button to get the turntable. Sadly, this big red button is not worth very much. If it was enough to buy a turntable, I would sell it. But no, I'm keeping the Lionel big red button. What's the deal with that tank engine? I hear. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I of course work on model trains. I repair them. I do upgrades to them. I do TMCC. I do DCS upgrades with Protosound 2 or 3. But I also put legacy in engines. Not very many people can do that, and I have the capability of putting legacy in engines. And yeah, Chris, there's a tank engine sitting out on the workbench getting legacy, and that's going to be a very unique one for you especially, and probably no one else will ever have one just like that, because I don't really want to have to put legacy in another tank engine. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, I work on model trains, and like I said before, if you want to contact me, look at my email in the chat or in my about section or through Instagram. Let's see what else here. Just as an example, you guys saw that triplex running. That's an MTH triplex that I put legacy in. It blew up a couple times with the Protosound, so I decided to put legacy in it, and I'll be doing a video on that in the future. I haven't quite finished it yet, but it does run and sounds and smoke, but there's some more features I'm going to be adding to it. We're going to be creating a Vision Line triplex, so to speak. Let's see what else here. Something, let me show you something cool that I did with this JLC Big Boy. So, if you guys don't know already, Big Boys have, at one point had these little deflectors that went on to the smokestack. So if I take the camera over here, oops, let me turn it around. So there's the Big Boy, and you can set this deflector on top, and that's how it looks. It was something they did to deflect the smoke backwards. But in the catalog for the JLC Big Boy, this was not gray. They actually depicted it as being black, but they didn't deliver it like that. So I bought a second one and painted it black, and it looks really cool on here as it being painted black. I just think that looks so slick. That's just a neat little feature. I'll move these back over here and can go back to talking in the chat. What else we have here? Do you accept N&W coal cars as a payment for legacy upgrades? Depends on how many you're talking about, Eric. If you hand over a decent chunk of coal cars, maybe I'll consider it. um, anything for black and white NNW coal cars, yeah. I definitely have a lot of NNW coal cars. I love them. Is it possible to upgrade Protosound or Legacy to an inside of an MPC era engine? It's actually the most common thing to do with MPC era engines is to put TMCC in them, as you're able to control the old AC motors with the TMCC electronics. Let me scroll back up in the chat. I think I missed a couple. Question. Nope. Okay, those are all good. Has there been any updates on 611 in Strasbourg? They're just, I think Chris would actually know more about this, but I think they're just storing it there for the winter and maybe doing a service or something like that, but it's just sitting there in Strasbourg. I think I did see a question earlier about do I have a unstreamlined Norfolk and Western J, and the answer is yes. It's sitting over in my turntable area next to my S1 duplex and my Hudson. What's your favorite caboose? It's an interesting question. I like bay window cabooses, just in general. They're kind of different. They look cool to me. Let's see here. Let's keep going through here. We've been going for about an hour and 10 minutes here. That's pretty good. We'll probably be ending here around 9:30, around that time. But we can keep going, asking questions, and I'll run some trains at the end again. Let's see here. Oh, something else just to kind of mention is actually sitting next to me here is an MTH Mohawk. If you haven't watched my video on this engine that I released last week, definitely go check that out. It's an amazing engine. I love this Mohawk. Really, really nice engine. That Greenbrier needs a stretcher lace. Yeah, I'll definitely pull the Greenbrier out one of these days. This big boy is a Lionel big boy. It's a TMCC big boy from around 1999. What's the story behind that dark green 19th century Consus behind you on that shelf? Let me turn my camera up here so you can see what. So this right here is the John Bull. This is just a really old American type steam engine in passenger cars. This is a Lionel model. It's conventional, very basic, very detailed. It's all brass and separately applied detailing. This is actually not mine. This is like these GP9s down here. This is my brother's, and it's probably one of the most detailed and kind of intricate models that I have in my fleet of models. Like I said, I say mine, but that's my brother's, not mine. Where can you get a motor for an old T1 Reading engine? Usually old AC Pulmar motors don't go bad, but if they do, there's a guy called Timco. Frank Timco is a gentleman who does DC motor conversions, and he probably has a bunch of AC motors on hand, or he can just put a new DC cam motor in it. The name is Frank Timco. You can go on the OGR forum and search up that name and find all his contact information. Let's see here. Yeah, this is this old John Bull up here is a very nice piece. It's more of a display item. It's not something I run. It's just, it runs. It's a fine runner. It's just it's so small. It's conventional. Just something nice to look at and have on the shelf. Let me maybe I'll pull out an engine here in a second that's on in my yard. that one of my friends on here right now might like to see run. If you didn't notice, my FEF number 8444 was pulling these American Railroads cars, which is accurate, but I also have a Berkshire that'll pull them, and it's on the layout, so I might pull that out here in a second. These Milwaukee Road cars are Lionel. Yeah, X-Cool 101 Productions, yeah, can motor. Definitely get in contact with Frank Timko, and he can tell you everything you need to know. Yes, up here above the John Bull is a Century Club 726 Berkshire, yeah. Okay. Let me just turn the camera around here so you guys can just kind of see over here. And I'll turn around some engines, and I'll just keep things quiet so that I can talk with you guys. I'll keep a look at the chat. There we go. Let me move some engines around and run an engine that I know Bob on here will really like to see run. Oh, C. Tate is actually you bought my Amtrak GG1. Great to hear that you're loving the engine, and that's great. What are your thoughts on the new Lionel support website? Very nice website. A little funky to use in a way, but overall is a nice place. Let me move some things around here. Number 8, I believe. Wrong switch. Switch number 9. There we go. Darn. Just not enough space on the chart. Yeah, let me pull this S3 forward with the 844, and I'll pull out this Berkshire. Let's see what you guys were saying in the chat. Yeah, okay. So currently I don't have these yard tracks powered, so I'll just have to pull this engine forward. There we go, probably. There we go. Come on. There we go.
What that is the brake, buddy?
Yeah, there's just bad signal on some of these tracks. Let me pull it forward here. Okay. Switch number 7. So let me check the chat. Let's see. Yes, it is, Bob. I have the 759 out.
Only got 1,000 yards before you start downhill.
Looks like I threw a traction tire. Ah. This is actually kind of funny. I'll show you this guys right now. So it'll be kind of hard to see, but on this, let me adjust this tripod a little. But basically, if you didn't see it just a second ago, on the other side of this engine, see there, the traction tire just popped off. It's because it's getting old, and just over time they stretch a little. But for now, I'll just do this. Basically, I'll just set the engine to its side, and basically I'll pop it. Actually, what I'll do is this. Since this one's really old. Wow. I never realized how old the traction tire was on this engine. Yeah. Let me grab something.
What's the pressure valve on this engine?
So you don't need traction tires to run your engines. It's only needed if you're pulling a lot, but of course I like to keep them on. But for now, what I'll do is just take this pair of scissors and cut this old one off. There we go. And see, there's the old traction tire. It's old, it's stretched, but this one's actually not dry rotted. This one's just stretched. This one actually still has a lot of stretchy life in it, but it's just it's overstretched. But let's keep running this engine. Okay. Sorry for the camera shake.
It keeps real good.
There we go. Okay. Shut off all the trains. Okay. Okay, there we go. Thought I'd give you guys some a little more train action there by pulling the Mohawk on, and it's just sitting over here on these sidings, and I was like, might as well pull it on. So let's see here. Had a bunch of comments. Yeah, I was talking about how the traction tire popped off. Someone said a 2662 C&O Mallet. Yeah, I have a Mallet sitting over there. That's a brass Right of Way Industries version of the Mallet. I see RJ, you hopped on here. Thanks for hopping on, buddy. I think we all enjoy seeing guys band together to bring us new content. Yeah, RJ, Chris, RBP, Jason, and I have all been just doing a lot of content, working together, promoting each other, and just trying to create this community and really just have fun in the hobby. That's what it's all about. It's a hobby. That's what you're supposed to do. Have fun and just enjoy what you're doing. Yeah, I pulled out the Mohawk there. All of that steam and smoke detector didn't go off. There's not a smoke detector in this room, and it won't go off because I also have basically a exhaust fan that sucks the smoke out and puts it outside the house. How many anchors do you have in your collection? Don't know what you mean by that. That was a nice run. Are the locos on round? That was a nice run. Are the locos on the round? Or, I'm so confused. What? Edward Vincent? What are you trying to ask? I can't quite make out what you're trying to ask. If you're talking about the engine I was talking about the Mallet. That's Right of Way Industries. That's a company. But I don't know if that's what you were asking. Yeah, that's basically what it's a bathroom fan is basically what it is. It's just over in the top of the ceiling over by that side of the room, and it just sucks the smoke out of here. Oh, you meant engine. How many engines do I have in my collection? I've never really counted, but I think when I went through everything, this is counting literally everything: semi-scale, tin plate, scale. I think all of it. I think I have over 50 models in total. Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, so we've been going here for about an hour and a half. We still have 40 people watching, which is awesome. I want to thank you all for watching again. If you guys have any more questions, just ask them now. I'm gonna wrap up here in a few minutes. Don't want to go too late into the night and have some other things to do. Yeah. Okay, making sure my chat's on the right thing. We are here until you aren't. That's good. That's cool. I'm glad you guys are enjoying what I'm doing and what everyone else is doing as well. RJ, Chris, and RBP, and Jason. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. We do it because it's fun for us, and we like to show you guys and share with you what we're doing. That's the fun part about it. There's also just we make videos also just to kind of keep up. It's almost like a mini job in a way, and in general it's just fun for me. Recently I've been having fun just making videos, just being myself and just having fun with the models. You don't have to be so serious in this hobby. There's a lot of people that are super serious, and it's fine to be a scale modeler or someone that's really serious about things, but when you go beyond it just being a toy, like these really are just toys, whether they're detailed or not detailed, they're still toys at the end of the day, or just model toys. And because of that, you can't go too far with it. If you want to have a real train, well, buy or build yourself a real train. There's like the miniature steam powered trains. There's of course real trains. You can run real trains at scenic railroads and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's just all about fun. Yeah, Bob, no problem. I knew you'd like me running the 759. I know you like that engine a lot, so I definitely wanted to pull that out. But yeah, this has been a really good live stream. I want to thank you all again for hopping on. Make sure to like this. Make sure to like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe. It really means a lot, and I'd appreciate it. I'm glad you guys have enjoyed. I love this theme. I was trying to just run as much as possible on my fairly small layout. I had 5 trains running, so that was really cool. And I hope to do one of these again soon. I'll probably do one around the same time on a Saturday evening or something like that. Just an hour and a half or 2 hours of live stream, just running trains, talking with you guys and stuff like that. We're coming up on 4,000 subscribers. I'm still around 300 away, but with the way the channel's been growing, I hope we hit that soon, and I'll probably do a live stream for that as well. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.